Okay. Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Teresa. I'm the campaign manager here in Kitchener Centre for Ashland Clancy. And I would like to call upon Leonard Chochan. Leonard is a renter here in Kitchener and to talk about his experiences.
Hi everyone. Just want to say shout out, there's a lot of really good landlords out there. They're just trying to get a decent return on their investment, and I do respect that. It's a lot of work, a lot of hard work to be a landlord. My brother and sister-in-law are landlords, so I do hear about the other side. There's also a group of landlords and actually corporations that, well, you know, they're in it to make a nice return on their investment, and so they've had a large incentive to get rid of people who are paying below market rents, or if there's a a rate out there, then they need to have a good investment for their investors. My situation started back in 2019 when I asked my landlord to do some minor repairs, and he informed me that yes, he would do the minor repairs, but I have to move up for 6 months and I'd be losing half my bedroom. So I knew that something was up. Then it started with the LTB hearings, and my LTB hearings, my last hearing was last January I think 18th, and my next one will be when my landlord finally gets a building permit to build 3 additional units. So for me, this is now just process, but it's been a harrowing experience for the better part of 5 years now, and but I'm lucky. I still have a place to live. I have knowledge and resources. A lot of people don't have any knowledge or resources. So it's important that if you are in a precarious situation, that you educate yourself on what your rights are. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next, I'll invite Nadine Green to share a few words. Thank you.
I don't know what to say. Hello, everyone. I live and work at a Better 10 City, the tiny home community. We have so many homeless people on the street. I know Ashland will fight for the people, fight for food insecurity. I am so happy to be here today. I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
I want to thank Leonard and Nadine. Leonard has made it so that he can share his experience so that nobody else has to be attempted to be renovicted again and again and again. And he talks a lot about the stress that causes on his physical health, his mental health and well-being. It's important that we fight for fairness. And I really admire Nadine's leadership. She ensures that nobody's left behind, and she gives a voice to folks who are facing homelessness. And she's always shown what can happen when people are given stable housing. Their health improves, their well-being improves, they find love and they find welcome. So thank you to Nadine and Leonard. That's why we focused on renovictions and fighting homelessness in the Green Party platform. We know that renovictions are a big problem in Kitchener Centre, where rents are really high, and there's so many gaps in our rental tenancy laws that make it so that some bad-acting landlords and some big corporations are shoving people out onto the streets. We've had double the homelessness in 3 years, and we know that for every affordable unit we build, we lose 39. So if we don't get a handle on this, if we don't make sure that we can keep people housed, there will be more people facing homelessness. This is something that we really need to tackle, and that's why, as your MPP since 2023, I put forward the Keeping People Housed Act, where we stop the renovictions from bad-acting landlords, or we put a moratorium on above-guideline increases. I was just at a big apartment building where a large corporate real estate investment trust, big corporate landlords, every time they make a repair, they increase the person's rent. So instead of charging 2% under rent control, they appeal to the landlord-tenant board and charge 5%. I talked to so many seniors, people on ODSP, who can't afford these steep increases year after year after year. For a building where they've already paid for the mortgage, they shouldn't have to pay for all of the repairs. And I met a family on Blucher Street where I first was introduced to renovictions renovations. The half of the complex have been renovicted under false pretenses, saying they'd become condos. Indeed, they were rented out again. And the other half of the building are facing these renovictions today. So I met a mom. She's on ODSP. She has kids. She has a dog. She has a 3-bedroom apartment that she pays $1,200 for. And she said, I don't know where I'm going to live. And she was near tears. This is a present issue today. We need to pass legislation to close these gaps, and we need to fight to keep people housed and make sure people, all homeless people, all people facing homelessness and housing precarity have a roof and food, so we can have stability in our economy and stability in our community. And we show that we're ready to fight for fairness and put caring over excess profits. I'd like to introduce Mike Schreiner to talk about the party platform.
Thanks, everyone. I just want to say how much I deeply appreciate the way in which Ashland Clancy listens to people in her riding and is their advocate at Queen's Park. I've been a part of a number of roundtables with renters in Kitchener Centre facing renovictions, facing extreme above guideline rent increases. That's how I met Leonard. I just want to say, Ashland, thank you for listening to them and bringing forward a private members bill to really fix the broken rental system in Ontario. The Ontario Greens are proud to announce today our plan to protect renters in this province, and it's really based on Ashland's bill. First, we would expand rent control to include buildings built after 2018, so all buildings in Ontario are under rent control. Second, we would bring in a moratorium on above guideline rent increases that are forcing so many people out of housing and facing homelessness. We now have over 81,000 people facing homelessness in Ontario. That has to end. Third, we would strengthen the rules around renovictions and bad faith evictions. I can't tell you how many people have been renovicted and have no place to go. Fourth, we would reinstate vacancy control so that when units are between tenants, you don't see a dramatic increase in the rent. So we can stabilize rents in the province so people can afford to pay the rent. Right now in Ontario, there is no community where a full-time minimum wage worker can afford rent. We have to stabilize this situation. And fifth, we would fix the landlord-tenant board so it works for landlords and tenants. I can't tell you how many landlords are struggling with not being able to protect their property. And I can't tell you how many tenants are struggling to get a hearing. I mean, Leonard's been in a 5-year battle to get justice at the landlord-tenant board. It's not fair to landlords. It's not fair to tenants. We have to fix this situation in Ontario. People deserve a government that's going to fight for fairness and ensure that they have the stability and predictability, especially in the affordability crisis that we're facing right now. The Ontario Greens, inspired by the great work Ashland Clancy's done here in Kitchener Centre, will put forward legislation and fight to protect tenants across the province of Ontario. Thank you all for being here today.